All right, we're going. This is like 3 seconds after the last one. We're just fucking, we're going. 4-2, baby. Let's get this bread. March 23rd, 235 District Court, number 3. Fuck, I should turn on the light. Court will now reconvene. I assume both sides are ready? Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor. I can understand the defense acting like this. However, why do you seem so distraught, Mr. Edgeworth? It's nothing, Your Honor. What's wrong with Edgeworth? Looks like something unexpected just happened to him. Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, if you could please tell the court the result of the handwriting analysis on Mrs. Impax's suicide note. Yes, Your Honor. Unfortunately, we have discovered that the suicide note is a forgery. Ooh. Oh, is he throwing? What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? This note was not written by Miss Impax herself. It's a fake. Is he throwing? Order, order, order. Mr. Edgeworth, would you care to explain what's going on? If this was not written by Miss Impax, then who was it? We would need more time to do a detailed analysis. However, it appears that the handwriting matches that of the victim, Mr. Juan Kuroda. Mr. Kuroda? Well, it looks like Miss Impax never left a suicide note at all. She never wrote anything about Engard. However, Your Honor, even though the suicide note is indeed fake, Mr. Engard could not have known that, so the facts remain unchanged. Acting under the assumption it was real, he plotted to possess it. That does sound plausible. His theory that Engard had no idea that the suicide note was fake. Something tells me there's something a little wrong with it. I don't know. The defense believes that the theory that the prosecution has stated has contradictory testimony. If everything the prosecution has proven up to this point is true, then it's impossible for Mr. Engard not to know it's a fake. Because of the camera? Yeah. What is this little item called again? A video camera, Your Honor, but a very small one. But, oh, that's right, a camera. You kids and your fancy toys today. Mr. Edgeworth, clearly, earlier you claimed Mr. Engard knew of the existence of this note because he was spying on the victim, isn't that right? If that were true, then that means Mr. Engard would have known that the victim had forged the note. Ah. So then, the defendant knew this suicide note was fake. And if that's true, then the situation has changed very dramatically. Exactly, Your Honor. Kitchen's mad I'm not in bed. Exactly, Your Honor. Exactly, Your Honor. The prosecution's theory of what Mr. Engard's motive for murder is suddenly disappeared into thin air. But, Your Honor, it's not as if Mr. Engard monitored Mr. Kuroda 24 hours a day. Perhaps the victim wrote the note in a place Mr. Engard didn't know of. Well, right back at you, Mr. Edgeworth. Why don't you show some proof that was done? Yeah. Order, 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 Mr. Edgeworth. It looks like this time it is you who have dug your own grave. Ugh. As I figured. Huh? As you figured? As I figured it would come down to this after all. Mr. Edgeworth, you're not making any sense. When I heard the results of the handwriting analysis, I thought this might happen. The question is, what's next? What's next? If the prosecution can't prove Mr. Engard's motive through this evidence, then we must prove it from another angle. Well, I agree with you. Your Honor, the prosecution would like to call a witness to the stand at this time. Matt Engard. However, the witness is a little unusual. Edgeworth stuttering. That's not like him at all. Unusual? Well, what sort of witness is this person? This witness is the one who's perfectly fit to answer questions. Is perfectly fit once and for all to answer the questions. Who was it that hired Shelley to kill her to commit murder? That's impossible. No such person is. Are they going to call Shelley to kill her? Yes, Mr. Edgeworth. Who is this witness? Yes, go on. Who is it? The man himself, Mr. Shelley DeKiller. Oh, damn. Oh, Mr. DeKiller. Wait! Shelley DeKiller? Damn, we're doing it. You mean the killer? The assassin? Yes, Your Honor. He's coming here to the witness stand. Well, yes. So, yeah, this is what I thought. Shelley would come here because his moral code is so fucking strong that he will go to jail instead. Maybe? I recognize this is a very unusual circumstances, so I ask your permission to put a known murderer on the stand. Well, Mr. Wright? Yes? Is this all right with you? Do I have a choice? Yeah, that's what he said. I can't really do much else to drag the trial out. The defense has no objections, Your Honor. Well, if the killer is here, then Maya has to be nearby. I wonder if it's really all right to do this. Very well, then. The prosecution calls its witness to the stand. Edgeworth, is there really no other way left to us? So fucking, so Gumshoe's gonna come in 11th hour with some shit to blow up the case. Because he's, your name and your occupation, please. Oh, very good, sir. My name is Shelley the Killer, and I am a professional assassin. I say, what is going on here, Your Honor? How could you remain so calm? What is the meaning of this two-way radio? Actually, Your Honor, it was delivered to me just now, and it came with a condition. As long as we do not trace its source, Mr. the Killer will testify to the court. So this must be what the urgent phone call he got was about. Oh no, this will not do. I cannot allow this in my court. First of all, we can't even be sure this is Mr. the Killer himself. Witness, please present some proof that you are actually, in fact, Shelley the Killer. I understand. Please wait a second. I'm so hungry. Maya. A voice? Mr. Wright, can you confirm anything from this? The defense has no objections to this person. We are satisfied that this man is indeed Shelley the Killer. It looks like we have to run into another unexpected turn of events. Jesus fucking Christ. Well, it doesn't seem like... I don't know what this, like, smooth jazz thing we're doing is. It doesn't seem like we have too many choices under these circumstances. Now then, witness. There's something I would like to confirm before we speak of anything else. And what would that be? At the request of a client, you killed Mr. Juan Corota, is that correct? It is as you say, I did indeed kill Mr. Juan Corota. Now we have answered that, let's move on to the name of your client. Very well. This is all just a bad dream. Yeah, that's what it is, a bad dream. Shelley the Killer. What is he going to say? Is he going to pin it on Adrian Andrews? There's something I must first state. To an assassin, nothing is more important than the trust between a client and himself. And that is the reason I am here today on the witness stand. It is my wish that you grasp that concept before I give the name of my client. Mr. the Killer seems to be a very clever man. I'd almost say he seems to be mocking us. While he may appear to be our enemy, Your Honor, Mr. Killer is only stating the truth. He is no hypocrite. He has always stood by this one belief. Even about this trust between his clients and himself? Seems that a level of trust beyond what it seems like a level of trust beyond what people like me can comprehend. Well, Mr. Wright, are you ready to cross-examine the witness? Yes, Your Honor. There's no way to know what's coming next. Just stay cool and collected, Phoenix. About my client. There's something I must state first. Oh yeah, I have to do the whole thing. Must you state it first? I will press you. We can hear about anything you have to say later. Can you just please tell us your clients? I don't think you understand your place, Mr. Attorney. I said this is something I must state first. Do you know what first means? Sorry, go ahead. Oh, well, it appears this is one witness you can't badger, Mr. Wright. That's only because you don't know Maya's situation. The trust between you and your client. I provide my services in a fast and efficient manner. In exchange, I trust my clients are discreet about me and my identity. If too many people knew my face, it would be quite troublesome. And that's why you're testifying in this manner? This is the first time my client has ever been accused of murder. I must preserve the killer name so my clients can trust me. Did you just admit that Matt on guard is guilty? Did you not just say that your client was accused of murder? But couldn't someone stab you in the back and break your trust? It has never happened before, but if it did, yes, that person wouldn't be my client for very long. They would certainly... That's enough, please, no more. Very well. It was only hypothetical anyways. And that is the only reason I'm here on the witness stand today. That seems a bit strange to me. I mean, you're about to tell us the name of your client. I would think that this would be very bad for them. It doesn't matter to me. This client has already broken the rules and acted outside of the prescribed role. Their role? This person tried to implicate another of the crime in order to save themselves. And this is a trespass that cannot be forgiven. You... Who gave you the right to be so high and mighty? To the gentleman who just spoke to me. Excuse me, but would you care to die? No, I didn't say anything. The judge had better watch himself. It is my wish you grasp this concept before I give the name of my client. Sorry, I think I was supposed to push on that last one and I didn't. Let me... We understand, so please tell us the name of your client. I'm afraid I cannot do that. I still have a few things to say before I do. That egomaniacal, It's not good for your health to be so aggravated. You wouldn't live very long if you let everything bother you. Somehow that coming from an assassin makes it less comforting. I don't really care about all the extra fluff. Just tell us his name already. What else do I say? I pressed him. What evidence can I show? I hate this shit, dude. Now, you have to do the second, the third, and then back to the second. The trust between you and your client. I provide my services in a fast and efficient manner. Blah, blah. I'm sorry, but I was wondering about something you just said. You said your client had already broken the rules. A person who frames another is the worst kind of human. And that's why you feel you can betray this person? I have no trust relation with a client who can't understand their assigned role. Just my luck. An assassin with a conscience, who would have figured? Now then, everyone, do you think you can understand my logic? This case just keeps getting better and better. If you can't, then I'm afraid we can't proceed. Everyone understands your point, I think, really. In that case, I believe I'm prepared to disclose the information you seek. You've made it crystal clear that you value your trust over all else. I believe we are ready. Excellent. He's going to say Adrian Andrews is his client, and she's trying to frame Matt on guard. This is all going to be to free him. What is it? Now I can't bring myself to ask the client's name. If you can't ask it, Mr. Wright, then I will. Witness. What is the name of your client who requested the murder of Juan Kuroda? That person's name is Adrian Andrews. $50. Adrian Andrews. Casey is still goated. He's such a good assassin that he's willing to frame it on somebody else. I'll be right back. I have to feed the cat. Running after me. What do you want? Okay, we might have a secondary cat attorney. Oh, were you able to see that in the camera? Check what happened there. You might have been able to see that because my chair was pushed out. That when I walked out of the room, she fucking sprinted after me. Here she comes. Come, my cat sidekick. Come on. Jump up. Come on. No, she's talked about something else, I think. Yes. We must catch the killers, kitten. Nope, and she's gone when I scooted. Adrian Andrews. What? Witness. That's not what you had heard. That's not who you told me it was earlier. Pray tell it. What are you talking about, Mr. Prosecutor? I should think that I know the name of my own client, and it's Adrian Andrews. What? This can't be on the phone earlier. What's going on here? My guess is that Mr. DeKiller just backstabbed Mr. Edgeworth. Stabbed Edgeworth in the back. I'm sure in order to get an audience with this court, Mr. DeKiller told him a different name. Perhaps Matt Unguard? Kitson, what are you doing? You're so torqued. I knew it. This is outrageous. I was deceived. The witness is telling a very serious lie. But you're the one who summoned the witness. Rah. Shoo, Shelley DeKiller. My testimony is the truth. The defendant at that moment is Matt Unguard, am I correct? All I wish to do is help procure his acquittal. Wow. All of a sudden, it feels like we can actually win this. Yeah. Maybe this is the truth. I doubt it, though. No, because he was in Matt's mansion. This is stupid. The prosecution has failed to provide a motive, and it has instead provided the suicide note, which is a forgery created by the victim. Furthermore, there is a possibility the defendant himself knew it was a fake. But the most definitive of all, we've heard from the assassin himself the name of his client. Mr. DeKiller's client who requested murder was not the defendant at all. No. With all this evidence, it's obvious to me that Mr. Matt Unguard is innocent. It seems I have caused you all a bit of confusion. Please continue your discussion and call me when you have reached a verdict. Bailiff, please bring Miss Adrian Andrews here immediately. What now? With the way this is going, On Guard will be found innocent. This may be our last chance to save Maya. Yeah, but Edgeworth is right. The killer is lying. And On Guard, my client, I know he's guilty. Can I live with myself if I win like this? Who would have believed that the prosecution's own witness would have absolved the defendant? Your Honor, the prosecution will request permission to further question the witness. Shelley, the killer, is certainly lying under oath. It wasn't me. Listen, everyone, please, the testimony just now, it was one big lie. Miss Andrews, the suicide note may have been a fake, but that man, Matt, he's the reason Celeste died. And Juan's death, it was all because he got pulled into Matt's twisted world. That testimony just now, you have to believe me, it was a horrible, horrible lie. But Mr. the Killer himself testified. He has named you as his client. No, that's not true. Also, there's quite a bit of evidence that points to you. The knife, the button, the donning, the costume. But you even have a motive. We know that Miss Celeste Impact was a large part of your life. You wanted to follow her and you wanted revenge against the two who hurt her. I would say you have plenty of reason. No. Mr. Wright. You know the truth. Tell them. Tell them the real story. Who the real killer is. Tell them, please. Help me. Yes, I know the truth. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. I believe we've reached the end of this trial. Therefore, I ask the defense for any final words or opinions. I have to decide. Do I take the not guilty verdict and save Maya, or do I throw this chance away and wait for Gumshoe's new evidence? What am I supposed to do? Request the trial continue, baby. Phoenix. I can't do it, Mia. I can't accept a not guilty. You're a lawyer. I know, but Matt On Guard is a murderer. I can't let him get away with this. I can't let someone else take the fall. If I let Miss Andrews be convicted, then I'm no better than On Guard himself. And even though I don't want to admit it, I have to face the fact that it's because of Edgeworth that I now know the real truth. He could have gotten On Guard convicted many times over, but he never took a single one of those chances. And if I take this verdict right now, then I'd be betraying his trust. His trust? I never thought about it up until now. I trust him? Yes, you do. Did you just read my mind? Did you just read my mind, Mia? Pearl? Who? Someone just read my fucking mind. Mr. Wright, your opinion, please. The defense requests we be allowed to further question Mr. DeKiller. Am I hearing you correctly, Mr. Wright? Right. But the witnesses clearly cleared your client through the testimony. Your job here is done. I'm not done yet. To see through the witnesses' lies and find the truth, that is my job, Your Honor. You're so hot right now. There's still more evidence to look at, and I'm sure that once these pieces arrive here in this very courtroom, a miracle will occur. Let's go, Gumshoe! Very well, the trial will continue. Mr. Edgeworth, please reestablish connection with Mr. DeKiller. Right away, Your Honor. I mean, we have to get Matt on the stand eventually, right? Has a verdict been reached? Before that, we would like to talk with you a little more. About? All you needed from me was the name of my client. What else could you need me for? Well, actually, we would like to hear everything you know about this case. That is, how things are usually done. What is he talking about, usually done? But what shall we have him testify about now? Mr. DeKiller, if you don't mind, please testifying about your client in more detail. You legal people and your procedures. Is it any wonder nobody likes to go to court? Okay. As I have already stated quite a few times, Miss Adrian Andrews is my client. However, one thing I simply cannot overlook is tampering with the scene of a crime. My client did it to frame another for the crime. While pretending to be the first person to discover the body and enter the scene, Adrian Andrews already knew from the very beginning that Juan Kuroda was dead. But even more appalling is the creation and planting of the knife and button. That is the act I was referring to when I said my client had broken the rules. This is the most unexpected turn of events from the 5th time now. However, this time everything has been revealed. Just a second, Your Honor. Yes, Mr. Edgeworth. We still have the cross-examination to do. But you don't need to question testimony like this, do you, Mr. Wright? Your Honor, the defense will question the witness. Huh? Why? What this witness has said is nothing but beneficial to you. If you scrutinize the testimony, then I'll expose the lies in that oh so beneficial testimony, I suppose. I don't understand what's going on. That makes two of us. Okay, we're gonna push. What is it, Mr. Wright? If I press him right away, I might raise suspicions on his end. I have to do something to waste more time. Witness, about requesting a hit. Yes? How much is your fee? I see you're also quite a dark-hearted man, Mr. Attorney. Huh? If you would like to talk business, we can do so after the trial. No. Mr. Wright! Yes? You want to kill me? You want me dead, don't you? What? Why would you think so? Guilty! Mr. Phoenix Wright, you are hereby declared guilty! Witness, let's continue. Why did you disclose the name of the client? Are they your client or not? Tampering with the evidence, my client did it to frame another for the crime while pretending to be the first person to discover the body and at the scene. Adrian Andrews already knew from the very beginning that Juan Crota was dead, but even more appalling is creation of the knife button. That's what I say when she... Listen, it's late. I'm probably gonna walk my way through this shit. So the evidence is... Oh, fuck, I didn't mean to push it. Sorry. Let me skip this. Sorry. We have the wine glass to prove that, like, she walked in and poured some fucking juicy juice. Thank you so much for taking the time to testify, Mr. DeKiller. What is the meaning of that attitude? When Adrian Andrews entered the victim's room, your client had no idea that Juan Crota had been murdered. But how do you know that? From this wine glass, Your Honor. The glass. Mr. DeKiller's client thought Mr. Crota had only fainted, which is why this glass of tomato juice was poured for the victim. But isn't that just part of Adrian Andrews' calculated plan? That is not possible, Your Honor. This glass bears the fingerprints of that person. Had this been planned, they never would have left their fingerprints behind. I see your point. Mr. Edgeworth, what's your opinion? Strangely enough, I had the same exact thought right now. Witness, how do you explain this strange phenomenon? Isn't it a waste of time to ask about such minor detail? It's not a very important point anyways, correct? I'm afraid you are mistaken. If Adrian Andrews really is your client as you claim, then your client should have knowledge of Mr. Crota's death. If not, then that can only mean Adrian Andrews was never your client at all. How strange. Yes? Why is it that the attorney has yet to raise an objection at this absurd situation? Phoenix, if the killer figures out what we're up to, we're in real trouble. Yeah, I know. Mr. Edgeworth, I'm surprised. You know you can't say things like that without any evidence. Ah, sorry. Well, that was awfully weak objection for you two. Anyways, I'm positive that there was a contradiction in that testimony. The prosecution requests further testimony concerning when the request was taken. Very well. Right now I have to buy some more time. While we wait for the items the killer left behind here. I just know the very outcome of the trial lies with those items. The request came to me about a week ago. It was a request for my services on the night of the awards ceremony. We met at a certain bar and discussed and finalized the matter. That is what occurred. I trust my memory, and I believe I've made no mistakes. So you physically met your client, huh? That is correct. Meeting one's client is the first step to building trust, in my opinion. I see. Well, Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please. Fucking shit show over the trial. We met at a certain bar. So you physically met Adrian Andrews, right? Of course I did. What was that now? That brief pause. Press further. Witness, I would like you to give us a few more details. I always meet my clients as a matter of principle. I've never taken a request by telephone or mail. And why is that? It's because I value the trust between a client and myself above all else. It's the only way to establish that is to speak to the client while looking them in the eye. Well, Mr. Wright, was the testimony just now of any importance? Let me look. It was not important, apparently. Why he meets his client is not important, and that wasn't the point. Witness, please stop sidestepping my questions. What do you mean by that? My question was, did you really meet Adrian Andrews in person? I've already told you, Mr. Wright, I did. It was only through talking to him, with him face to face, that I began to trust him. That's why I thought I can trust this person as a client. It's true. What they said about talking face to face, well, it was very important. He just fucking Freuded. You Freuded in front of everyone. If I heard what I think I just heard right now, then I think I've got him. Your Honor, I believe the testimony just now was of the utmost importance. Huh, really? If that's the case, witness, please include the statement just now in your testimony. Very well. Okay. What do I present? What is it? Oh yeah, I just present her profile. It's a chick, my dude. Hold it. Fuck, I did the wrong one. I would like to go over this one more time. You met Adrian Andrews at a bar and took the request at that time. Yes, that is correct. And that's when you thought he was proven trustworthy. How many times must I repeat myself? Yes, that is correct. I'm sorry, but that is an impossible tale. What? Shelley DeKiller. You have never met the real Adrian Andrews. Huh? Why would you say that? Oh, it's because it's a male name. Because you made one very big slip up about her. So what is the issue? Wait. What did you just say now? About her? If you ever met Adrian Andrews in person, one look would have told you that she's a woman. Oh, the radio. Order in the court, Mr. Wright. What the fuck? This witness testified to the following, that he always met his clients face to face when taking their requests, but he has never met Adrian Andrews in person. Yes, Your Honor, that is exactly the point. That means Mr. DeKiller's client could not have been Miss Adrian Andrews. Oh, he's sweating oil. Ugh. Mr. Edgeworth, I understand your logic on this one. However, why would the assassin make such a basic mistake? I believe it has to do with her name, Your Honor. Her name? Yes, Adrian Andrews is without a doubt a very androgynous name. Yeah, I guess. But unluckily for Mr. DeKiller, the entire time he was on the stand, nobody ever stated Adrian Andrews' gender. And so he simply picked the wrong gender to go with. What? What is going on? Shelley DeKiller, this court demands an explanation. I think I mixed up somehow. I must have mixed up this client with another. So does that mean you remember something differently now? Yes, of course. Please, if you'd allow me to testify one more time. I know he's just going to spit out more lies. Very well, but this time please give us the truth and nothing but the whole truth, so help you Christ. Yes, now I remember. I took this request by mail. Didn't you just say you don't do that? There have been times where I took my job without having met a client. The request for Juan Crota and the request was for Juan Crota and 2 or 3 other small things. When I saw the name at the end of the letter, I thought my client might be a man. What are the other 2 or 3 small things? So you took this job through a letter. He didn't mention anything about a letter in his earlier testimony, which means he's definitely lying. Be careful, Phoenix. If you break the assassin's testimony completely, it's over for us. I know. I can't make him be suspicious, but I think we're okay. Like, we can do this. As long as he's standing across there from me, no matter how strong of a punch I throw, he'll counter it. Now then, let's let the cross-examination begin. I mean, I'll push on the 2 or 3 other things. That sounds sus. Two or three other things? Yes. And what were those other things? A few other things that have nothing to do with this case. What should I do? Should I let him slide with that? It'd be really bad if I push his buttons the wrong way and he got mad. I'm sorry, it's getting late and I have to get this done for you. Press further. Whether or not they're related to this case is for the court to decide. Mr. Attorney. Yes? Everything I have said from the beginning has been nothing but beneficial to your client, which is why I wonder why you continued with this cross-examination. Could it be that you are planning to betray your own client? That's... I smell the stench of a backstabber, and should you turn out to be one... wait, this is looking really bad. I shouldn't press my luck. Press further. Witness, this is a very important matter. Please cooperate and tell us what other jobs your client's requests were. If it's truly important, I suppose I don't have much of a choice. The Bear Figurine. The Bear Figurine? After the assassination target, I was to find that figurine. I was told that this job was just as important as the actual killing. And where was that figurine? It was inside Mr. Kuroda's suitcase. And then what did you do next? I handed it over to my client right away. You gave it to your client. Interesting. This information sounds important to me. Sorry, certainly important to me. I'm getting very tired. We're almost there. Witness, please include what you just stated in your testimony, as you wish. Can I just press again? I found this figurine at Mr. Onguard's mansion. If you gave it to Miss Andrews, what was it doing there? I was waiting for her there. That was also part of the plan to frame Mr. Onguard, I'm sure. That makes a lot of sense. Well, Mr. Wright, do you have any problems? I don't know. I gotta keep Googling. I'm sorry, I'm bitching out. Apparently I was... No objections. I think I'm supposed to put something else. I'm supposed to present evidence to it. I'm fine with kind of cheating right now because it's late and I'm tired. Also, I had this shit figured out a million years ago, and this is like the worst part of the game where I have to like bumble my way through with a convoluted, stupid ass thing. If you had really given the bear to Miss Andrews, then this item should not have been inside it. This item? I see where you're going. Yup, that's where I'm going. Where's everyone going? Do I need to pack a suitcase? Your Honor, please think back to Miss Andrews' testimony. And I was going to burn it for her sake. If even for a single minute that this bear had actually been in Miss Andrews' hands, I'm sure she would have taken the suicide note out and burned it. I'm sure she would have taken out the suicide note and burned it. Order, order, order. Order, order. So what are you two doing? What's going on? So by the very fact that the suicide note was still inside the bear, it tells us your client didn't know how to disassemble the puzzle. Which means... It means, Your Honor, that it's impossible for Adrian Andrews to be the client. Oh! Order, order! Mr. Phoenix Wright. I'm sure I mentioned this before, how I hate traitors above all else. I think your cross-examination has clearly demonstrated something to me. You must wish to break your end of our agreement. No, that's enough. If this is your intention, then there's only one thing for me to do. Wait, please. Gentlemen, ladies, please excuse me. I have a matter that I must attend to. We're going in. No, please, not that. Please wait. Mr. Attorney, bring this trial to a speedy end and I may stay my hand. Otherwise... Wah. What in the... Mr. Wright, are you... Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, Your Honor. I didn't understand the witness's outburst just now. Do you think there's a need to hear more testimony, or is this enough? Well, we should. Edgeworth, we can't do this. If we keep this up, Maya, she'll... Ugh. The prosecution... What has come out? What the fuck is happening? The prosecution rests. What is going on? Are you under duress? The prosecution has no further questions, Your Honor. What? Well, I never thought I'd see the day. This is a most unusual situation. If the prosecution rests with no further questions, then the prosecution has failed to uphold its stance. If that is the case, then even though I am reluctant, I must believe that Mr. DeKiller's testimony is accurate. That would mean that Shelley DeKiller's client is Adrian Andrews. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. If I end the trial right here, right now, then your client, Matt on guard, would be declared innocent. And in his place, Adrian Andrews would be charged with murder. Then the prosecution has no further questions, so we will now hear the defense's final remarks. Bailiff, please bring the defendant, Matt on guard, to the stand. The items didn't make it in time. We tried as hard as we could, but it looks like our time has run out. I can't believe it. The outcome now lies in your hands. Gumshoe's coming in like a fucking freight train in a minute here. Get this bitch on the stand. I'm gonna break him like a cheap 2x4. Dude, did the old guy finally decide? To be honest, I can't think of you as a truly innocent or good person. You have done enough evil to drive a woman to suicide. But at least on the charge of murder, it appears you're innocent. He hasn't. You can't prove that he's done that. The suicide note was fake. What the fuck are you doing, Judge? Huh. Are you gonna do this on the stand? Oh my god, he's doing it. So, I guess even the old fuddy-duddy figured me out. Mr. On guard? What an atrocious lawyer I have, giving his own client up like this. And the refreshing spring breeze crap? It's just as atrocious, don't you agree? Anyway, get on with it and pronounce me innocent already. Right, Mr. Lawyer? Should I side with justice or save Maya's life? She wanted... You better get on guard and guilty sides, it's okay. You're not even going to let me make the choice. You're just going to remind us what we're doing. But if I did that, Maya would die. But if I say he's innocent, then Miss Andrews will be charged as a murderer. Do I say he's guilty or not guilty? Either choice I make, someone's life is going to end. He's guilty, motherfucker. I believe in Gumshoe. And now then, Mr. Wright, let's hear the defense's final statements. If the person who hired the assassin, then your client, the obviously evil Mr. Matt on guard, who somehow got an enormous wine glass into the courtroom. There's no need to ask, old man. After all, my lawyer's going to say what I want, aren't you? Right. I can't do this, but I have to decide something. I can't count on the evidence to help me anymore. I have to listen to my heart. My client, Matt on guard, is guilty. Don't look at me like that. We are waiting for your answer, Mr. Wright. Matt on guard, your client deserves an answer. Maya, I'm sorry. Matt on guard is... Oh, Franziska off the top rope. Oh my god, with the cool cutscene. Franziska von Karma. You foolish fool. What are you... Ah! You see now, don't you, Mr. Felix Wright? This is exactly why you should never take your eyes off that scruffy old fool. Did you bring them? Did you bring them the final pieces of evidence? Do you have them? You should know better than to ask that, Mr. Miles Edgeworth. Von Karma is perfect in every way. The evidence is here in perfect condition. Don't worry about Scruffy. He's fine and his injuries are minor. All of his items are inside this. What a filthy old coat this is. That's Gumshoe's. I could spot his tattered rags anywhere. I apologize for its ugliness. There was nothing else to wrap the items in. I fought long and hard this whole trial, and all for what's inside this raggedy coat. I'm sure that inside the coat lies a crucial piece of evidence. Oh no, Gumshoe. Your Honor, inside that filthy coat are the defense's final pieces of evidence. Your final evidence? Oh no. Gumshoe, don't fuck me. This trial's already over. All that remains for me is to hand down my verdict. I do not believe that any evidence presented now would change the outcome of this trial. What? Your Honor, it is our duty to examine every last piece of evidence. I request that Miss Von Karma be allowed to present these pieces of evidence. I suppose you're right, Edgeworth. I'll grant the permission to do so. However, this one obvious rule applies. If these items do not bring up any new points, they will be not accepted by this court. Now, Miss Von Karma, if you please. The pieces of evidence here are items left by the killer during his escape from the police. The policia. He must have been in quite the rush. Yes, Your Honor. The killer left 3 pieces of evidence. Somewhere among the evidence we're about to see, there will be something inside that will turn the situation around like a miracle. I'm sure of it. This is all we can hope for. Okay, I won't Google this. I'll figure this out. The first item is a pistol. The killer's pistol has anything to do with this. This is already getting difficult. I mean, I'll just ask for more details. Does that pistol have any relation to the case? We have yet to perform a ballistics test, so I cannot say anything for certain. However, I do believe it has something to do with the case, at least with me. Oh, he shot her. That's the pistol he used to shoot you, isn't it? That's what I believe, yes. Oh. I kept the bullet they removed from my shoulder as a sort of memento. I'm sure it'll be an excellent sample for the test. So that's the pistol that was used to shoot Francisco. That's probably not going to help us very much. Pistol added to the court record. Okay, apparently it is going to help us. The second piece is the videotape. I bet the killer took... Yeah, that's the videotape that shows that he murdered him. Have you checked the contents of that tape? Unfortunately, there was no time to. Oh, yeah. But I would speculate that the tape is very important. Why would you say that? Because he came back to his hideout for it. The killer went back for it? That's right. It looked like he was trying to recover it. He injured 3 of our officers at the site. But somehow it looks like they managed to protect it from the killer. Shelly the killer is no ordinary man. And the last piece of evidence is this bellboy's uniform. Is this the uniform of the Gatewater Hotel? Was that used during the crime? I'm almost certain it was. There's even a pair of black leather gloves in one of the pockets. There's no doubt about it. The killer was wearing this on the night of the murder. There's one thing I found interesting about the uniform. And what is that? There is a button missing from the uniform. A button? It is a very unique button. I'm sure if we were to recover it, it'll provide us with an interesting clue. Bellboy's uniforms. I did correct. That is all I have to present, Your Honor. It's just as I thought. And what is that, Your Honor? I'm sure were we under normal circumstances, he says, these items from Shelly the killer's hideout would be a very important clue. However, our question is not who did the killing, it is who is the client. Yes, that is correct. And these 3 items do not tell us anything about that. Thank you for your hard work, Von Karma. You may step down now. Wait, Your Honor. Please allow me to examine this new evidence. Overruled, bitch. This court already has all the evidence it needs to hand down a verdict. Wonderful. Absolutely splendid. This judge is such a brilliant man, isn't he? Is this the end? Phoenix, I knew it. There's no such thing as a miracle in this world, is there? I think you're wrong. I think they do exist. But you have to make that miracle happen. You've come this far, you can't give up now. But no matter how you think about it, it's try. For my sake, just think about it for a second. There are 2 ways out of this situation for us. 2? The first. Matt Unguard's wish from the bottom of his soul for a guilty... Make Ungard wish from the bottom of his soul for a guilty verdict. The killer will always place his client wishes first. If Ungard wishes to be convicted, then he will let his hostages go. That may be true, but that's asking for me to do the impossible. The second way... Force the killer to end his contract with Ungard. If the killer were to no longer think of Ungard as his client, then he would let Maya go. Mia, that's even more impossible. He's a man who values his duty towards his clients. No. The videotape. Because we already know that Matt recorded the murder to blackmail the killer. So he hates betrayal above all else. I know both of these seem like impossible feats of first, but if you can make either one happen, it would truly be a miracle. The bigger problem is, the judge has already said he doesn't need any more evidence. The pieces he was just shown, he's not accepting them. Phoenix, think through from the other side. Isn't that how it's always worked for us? The other side. Wait, does you mean to turn things around? The turnabout. Even the name of the game? Phoenix, the judge says he doesn't need the evidence. If that's the case, then who needs it? The person who needs the evidence. The defense, the prosecution, and the judge. We have all seen the pieces of evidence, and that's how we have come to know the truth. But there's one person who hasn't seen them all, and that person does not know the truth. That truth, it may be what brings about the miracle in the end. There are no objections at this time, correct? Now then, I will pronounce my verdict. Why don't we all respectfully sit back and listen, kids? I've already told you, Mr. Wright. This court does not need any more evidence. I'm not saying that it's us that needs the evidence, Your Honor. Then who do you want to show the evidence? Yes, Your Honor. Please, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, for you to ask with such passion, I will grant you one chance. One chance. Please show your evidence to who you think is the right person. That's impossible to turn the situation around in one try. One try, that's all I will permit. I have to try to remember. Yeah, I remember everything that has happened at this point. Think, Phoenix, think. There must be a way to save Maya while taking down On Guard at the same time. I know this. Mr. Wright, I didn't Google this, and I'm throwing. We're doing it. We're going. Who would you like to show the evidence to? Oh, no. Oh, no, I think I chose the wrong one because there's two. Fuck, I said John Doe. Fuck. Does John Doe count? Well, what do you think, Mr. Edwards? I don't have anything to say to this. How about you, Miss Von Karma? Well, I was just shot, so... Oh, no, I'm afraid I cannot... No! I chose John Doe! You gonna make me redo this whole fucking thing? Why is there two fucking things for him? I'm gonna have to go redo that whole thing. I'll just pause. I ran away from the courtroom and I wandered the streets alone. Never saw Maya again. The killer is a man of his word, I'm sure. I heard the verdict of Miss Andrews' trial a few days later. She was found guilty, of course, and then I killed myself. That was bullshit. The miracle never happened. Maybe it was never meant to because a miracle is something that doesn't exist. Come on. I misclicked. Why was there two portraits? All right, I'm going to pause it. We're going to get the momentum. Oh, no. Justice ill-served. Okay, I'm going to pause it. We'll go right back to the same spot. All right, we're back. In the thick of it. Oh, fuck. I've been told it. Blah, blah, blah. That took a long time to get back here. I'm going to still go with my initial prediction, but I'm going to see if I can save before I do it. Can I like save right now? Yeah, I'm going to save. Yeah, so I don't have to do that again. Fuck. Please show your evidence for who it is. Yeah. Come on. I have to try to remember. I know who it is. Come on. I misclicked, guys. Okay, who would you like to show it to? Carefully, we choose Shelly the Killer. Not John Doe. Shelly the Killer. I see. And now who would you like? Blah, blah, blah. I have to remember to do this shit. And we show him the videotape. Well, what do you think, Mr. Edgeworth? I think there's some merit in showing this evidence to that witness. Yeah, so it's already different. This is the right one. Fuck. I misclicked. Cost me like 15 minutes in real life. Bailiff, please bring the transceiver in from earlier. All right. Looks like I managed to convince him. Maya, she's okay, right? Didn't I tell you to concern yourself with bringing this trial to a speedy end? Now, if I understand correctly, you wish to show me one piece of evidence? Yes, one is all I need. I have here a videotape that I found at your hideout. I heard you injured 3 officers in your attempt to get this back. That was most regrettable. However, it was an order from my client. I was to protect that videotape. I thought so. I'm afraid I have failed in that regard. Do you know the contents of this tape? I was sternly told by my client not to watch it, so I have absolutely no idea. Actually, you are on this tape. Me? There was a video camera hidden at the scene. Your actions were being recorded. What? Is that true, Mr. Wright? Who was it that planted the camera? Well, the only person that could have planted a camera at the scene of the crime would be your client, naturally. That was Adrian Andrews. Be quiet and listen, Your Honor. Yes, sir. Your client specified a place and time for you, isn't that right? Yes. That was so that's so that they could film you. I had no idea. Mr. Wright, why would my client do such a thing? I would like to know why. Why did Mr. Ungar film the crime scene? The reason why he did this is my ticket out of the whole mess. There's only one. He wanted to blackmail you. He already said that. He wanted to blackmail the assassin guy. He said that, didn't he? When we were interviewing him. Your client once told me something very interesting. We were talking about you, and this is what they said. But I'm no weakling. I don't believe in anyone, least of all assassins. Oh, come now, Mr. Wright. Assassins aren't above blackmail. Yes, that's where the video comes in. With that, I can keep him at bay and even blackmail him if I want. Yeah, I said that. I said he said that. Your client didn't trust you at all. They were thinking of using this video to blackmail you. What do you have to say to that, Shelly the Killer? Oh. So I'm just reading what it says. This isn't my choice. It looks like I was being deceived from the very beginning. Yes, by a natural. That is the kind of person they are. Your client is a person who thinks and plots of how to use the people around him to protect themselves from any and all dangers that may arise. That is the true nature of your client. I have one question for the witness. Yes. You told us one thing numerous times during your testimony. You said you detest traitors most of all. Yes, that's right. Well, what if that traitor was your own client? What would you do then? That's obvious. I would break our contract in that case. And then that client would become my next target. For the honor of the killer name, even if it takes an eternity, I would follow that person to the end of the earth to exact my punishment. I see. That's all I wanted to know. So the traitor becomes the killer's next target. Ah, I get it. This is how we can turn this case around. Mr. Wright. Yes? My contract with the client is over as of now. It seems I have a new job on my hands. I will return to you your precious item. What the? I'm not an item! Maya, I thought I'd never see you again. Oh, thank goodness. And now we fucking slap the cuffs on the Matt. Also, could you tell the judge that Matt's guilty? However, I don't quite know. Ah! Miss Von Karma, where did that? She always had you in her sights. Now, I do believe it's time to finally hand down a verdict. Oh, we got him. He's fucking sweating. Mr. On Guard. Looks like somehow you got what you wanted. You will finally receive the acquittal you wanted so badly. You should be happy. But before that, I would like to make one final statement. Sometime in the near future, one very betrayed assassin may appear before you. Needless to say, that man is very good at what he does. I'm sure you would you would understand what I mean if you watch this video. Help me. Now then, Your Honor, the verdict, if you please. Is this all right with you, Mr. Wright? We have finally reached the end of a very long battle. Whether he's convicted or not, there's no escape for him. Go on, Phoenix. Plead whichever way your heart contents. Plead guilty. Matt On Guard. Even though I am a lawyer, I cannot make your crime disappear. I think a guilty verdict is appropriate here. Me? My wonderful self? Guilty? Even if you got an acquittal the instant you set foot outside the detention center, your life would be in danger, no matter which way you look at it. You can't run away from your crime anymore. No, guilty. Oh my god, he's fucking... Oh, he fucked up his face. He fucked up his face. His face. As always, it looks like we have uncovered the real truth. We? I don't remember you helping out much in this. Mr. Edgeworth, how is Matt on guard? I've left Miss Von Karma in charge of his incarceration. I'm sure he's getting a full course meal of whip leather right about now. God, I wish that were me. Very good. That was a close one, wasn't it, witness? Yes. I plan to pay my debt to society for my own crime, Your Honor. The first time I was called to the witness stand during this trial, all I felt was despair. Why am I using the Maya voice? She must be talking about the time Edgeworth really went after her. I guess she's trying to forgive him for what he did. Yeah. I'm aware. Yeah, we remember that she's codependent and she was going to kill herself. But after that, when I was alone at the detention center, that's the first time I saw for myself who I really am. And today, when the two of you used your combined strength to convict Matt, I felt I had finally been saved. Aww. That's actually really sweet. This is the first time I've ever seen her smile. I'm really happy that you two were in charge of this case. I really don't know how to express how I feel at this moment. This is the first time I've ever been comfortable with myself, with who I am. Thank you so much, everyone. Aww. She cute. All right, Judge, I gotta go to bed. Wrap it up. We gotta get this uploaded. As for myself, there are still a few things I'm confused about, but everyone seems to be in good spirits, and that's good enough for me. That is all. The court is adjourned. I don't need to know the truth as long as everybody's happy. You happy with the guilty verdict? And you're going to get a guilty verdict? What a fucking nightmare this court is. You were great in there, Phoenix. What I did out there was right, wasn't it? This is the first time you've not gotten your client off. You've got them a guilty verdict this time, but you have to look past all of that to what's really important. You now realize there's something more than just getting a not guilty verdict, right? Yes, I understand now. Phoenix, think back for a second. Think to the moment that Von Karma arrived with the final piece of evidence. Think about the incredible decision you had to make, that you absolutely fucking waffled. Now then, Mr. Wright, let's hear the defenses. Yeah, why are you flashbacking to something I did 2 minutes ago? Is he guilty or is he not guilty? Those were your choices, and then your answer. Your answer spoke to what being a lawyer means to you. Right. Edgeworth? I have good news. Maya is now safe in police custody. Really? Pearl just like fucking chatted out of Mia. You're telling us the truth, right, Mr. George? Yes, she's quite safe. Jesus Christ. She's on her way here as we speak in a patrol car. Yeah, Mr. Maya safe. You did it. You really did, Mr. Nick. Wow, she punches deceptively hard for her kid. I believed in you. I kept saying to myself, Mr. Nick will save her. Wow. Thanks. Ooh. What's wrong? Miss Von Karma. About earlier. Ow. Why are you still smiling, Mr. Phoenix Wright? You lost. Your perfect win record has now been crushed, and yet you are still happy. I don't think you'll ever understand, Miss Von Karma. How dare you? Don't worry. She may in time. After all, I was like that myself until a year ago. Edgeworth. For now, my own personal victories and for guilty verdicts. What? I said that wrong. I used every dirty trick in the book, and so my win record remained spotless, but a man appeared who stood fast against that selfish me. I fought him in my usual manner and tasted my first defeat. Gittefucht. I felt like I had lost everything because of that. And then, yeah, it was my turn to sit in the defendant's chair. And I was saved by the person I called my enemy. I couldn't forgive myself for all that had happened, so I left the prosecutor's office. And I left a note. Prosecutor Miles Edgeworth chooses death. As well you should have. A prosecutor who shamed himself with defeat should crawl into a hole and die. But that's not what happened. After I left the prosecutor's office, I finally came to realize something. And it was in that moment of clarity that everything began to change. What foolish nonsense. We prosecutors can use anything we can to attack the defendant, but every time we did so, no matter how desperate the situation, instead of giving up like most people, that man would hold strong with his undying faith. And then before I knew it, I began to trust that man as well. You're telling me that Edgeworth isn't the bottom? Do you remember this conversation? Do you apologize? I need you to text me right now and apologize that Edgeworth is not the bottom. Remember that conversation where I told you Phoenix was the bottom and you were like, no way. Listen to what's happening right now. He's the bottom. He is the very bottomest bottom. He's the Berry circus bottom. And then before I knew it, I began to trust that man as well. He fell in love. What? You trusted your enemy. It doesn't matter how many underhanded tricks a person uses. The truth will always find a way to make itself known. The only thing we can do is to fight with the knowledge we have and we hold in everything we have. Erasing the paradoxes one by one. It's never easy. We claw and scratch for every inch. But we will eventually reach the one single truth. This I promise you. The truth? Yes. That's the reason why prosecutors and defense attorneys exist. I'm sure you already knew that, didn't you, Wright? That's why you couldn't forgive me. This man who went into hiding. Isn't that right? This man who only had set his sights on victory. Who ran away into the night. Is Mr. Edgeworth right, Mr. Nick? You really let me down. When you disappeared, I felt betrayed. The reason I decided to become a lawyer to begin with was because I believed in the things you said to me all those years ago. And you betrayed your own words. That's why 1 year ago, I made up my mind. I decided that the Miles Edgeworth I knew had died. At least that's what I had told myself. All right, well, you guys make out already. You pathetic fool! We haven't gotten a foolishly foolish fool who says foolishly foolish things. I need one of those. Miss Von Karma. I don't want to hear the wretched whimpering of a disgraced loser. A Von Karma is someone who is destined to be perfect. Miles Edgeworth, you are no longer worthy. You are no longer worthy of being a Von Karma, and neither am I. It's over. It's all over. Jesus. Franziska threw something onto the ground right now. This is an electromagnetic receiver. Isn't that the thing she uses to track Gumshoe? I'll return this to the precinct later. There's something else. Her whip. No. Isn't that Miss Von Karma's whip? I'll never set foot in a courtroom again. I'm sure that's what she's saying by this action. You should keep this, right? Okay. Nick! Maya. Mrs. Maya. Mrs. Maya! Aww. What's the age difference here? Now that I'm looking at them side by side, is this us? Are we Japan? This is America, technically. Oh, Nick, I knew you would come through. You got on guard convicted like I knew you would. And on top of that, you even rescued me. Well, of course I did. You know I would never desert you. But we sure pressed our luck this trial. You're really lucky to be standing here. Whatever. Look, it's over, okay? Besides, if I did croak, I'd just come back and haunt you like a bad ghost through Pearly. Is it really easy to do something like that? Thanks a lot, Nick. Don't mention it. Maya. Oh, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm relieved you're all right. Hey, it looks like you've made some real progress, Mr. Edgeworth. I got that voice all fucked up in my brain. Well, I suppose I was a little different from who I was a year ago. Hey. Yeah, did you not eat? All right. I think it's time we get out of this depressing place. Huh? Where are we going? Food, Nick, food. Grub, chow, I'm starved. Literally, I've been starved. I'm so hungry, even you look like a nice juicy burger on a bun to me, Nick. You don't say. You think I look like a burger? I'm a prime rib at least. Come with us, Mr. Edgeworth, please. If you insist. Oh my god, he's doing it. To the ramen shop with ye. Alright, so how about we hit up our usual burger joint? Don't be silly, Nick. Huh? This case messed up an awesome evening and got in the way of my gourmet food. So I've decided we're having another feast. Another feast? Come on, Nick, food! Go back to the Gatewater Hotel, baby. Hey, pal, sorry to keep you guys waiting. I have permanent cranial bleeding, pal. I'm sure you're alright. Yeah, but I'm really embarrassed. I didn't think I would hit a telephone pole of all things. A telephone pole? You did it again, see, boy. I felt like my dear old heart was gonna give out on me, and I ain't joking. Yeah, it was more exciting than the very last episode of Steel Samurai. Thanks. Now looky here, Mr. Snooty Prosecutor. Don't you reckon you bullied Mr. Rat too hard? If you don't start being a lot nicer to him, he might just kick it tonight even. I'll keep that in mind. I love his fucking, like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, I carried this whole case. Well, come on now, everyone gather around. Y'all gonna get your picture taken by a genuine professional photographer. Looks like Lotta bought herself a new camera. Yeah, pal. At least we can put this messy case behind us now. Come on, tonight's all about eating. Amen to that, pal. Amen. You know, when you think about it, you were the one who saved the day, detective. Huh, me? You really think so? He's right. If it wasn't for the 3 items you took, I think the trial would have had a very different ending. Well, you know how it is. Huh? Wait, that's odd. Oh, sorry. When I ran out of the things from the killer's hideout, I was sure I took 4 things in total, sir. What? 4? Yeah, I'm sure I put one of the items in my coat pocket. There was a 4th item? Oh, come on, y'all, it's over. But whoo boy, I tell you, you really are something else. Between getting accused of murder and getting kidnapped, never a dull moment with you, huh? You think? Why she look so happy about that? But being shut away for 2 whole days. Weren't you scared? Yeah, I was pretty scary, but I felt so hopeless. So to keep my mind off things, I drew a picture. Sounds like you had it rough, so where's this picture of yours? Yeah, I want to see it. It's gonna be like fucking Phoenix and fucking Edgeworth making out. You know, I don't know where it went. Aw, that's too bad. Well, it's alright. It wasn't really anything important anyways. Was that the 4th thing that Gumshoe got? It's finally nice to see them both smiling again. What is it, Edgeworth? This thing's picking something up. Ah, that's Miss Von Karma's receiver. Ugh, thanks to her, I had the most awful experience of my life, sir. I can't believe she stuck a tracking device on me. That's odd. Even though you're standing right here, its tracking device seems to be in a different location. Oh, it's probably busted or something, sir. Well, it doesn't matter. I'm afraid it's about time for me to excuse myself. I still have some work to do. Huh? But Mr. Edgeworth, you haven't even eaten anything yet. You've eaten way too much, you glutton. I had fun tonight. Now if you'll excuse me. Wait. What? I just want to say, thanks, Edgeworth. You really saved me out there. Huh. If anyone should be saying thanks, it should be me, right? I feel like words alone aren't enough here. I wonder if there's anything I can give him to express how I feel. How about a big old blowy, huh? Should I give him my badge? What is this? It's my way of saying thanks. I see. Well, it's the thought that counts. Oh no. I fucked it up. Was I supposed to give him the whip? What was I supposed to give him? My blowy. I was supposed to give him the whip. Fuck. It said my all-important attorney's badge.
I guess you two could go back to being lovey-dovey, right? You and Mr. Nickets. I mean,
Pearly.
would you cut it out? You're already embarrassing me.
Anyway, so who's paying for this lovely dinner party? As if you need to ask.
Everyone say thank you to Nick.
Huh? I'm kind of at the point where I can't even buy instant noodles, pal. So I kind of already put your name on the bill. Huh? Yeah, I got me a situation just like that myself. There's this camera shop. There's this camera shop in the hotel, you see, and I just bought myself this beauty here for $3,000. Actually, I reckon you bought it for me since it's on your tab and all. Please.
Isn't this great, Mr. Nick? Yeah, Nick.
Why do I suddenly feel like screaming? Oh, well, you don't hold back now, you hear? Yeah, pal, time to let it all out.
This is gonna be the first time I hear the real you. Go on, it's been a while since I've heard you say it. I've been busy being a hostage and all.
All right, if you say so. I'm sad I gave him the wrong thing. What about all those other... What about the fourth piece of evidence and shit? Oh. I really feel like I've been living on the edge lately.
I mean, I've escaped death 3 times now. Pretty cool, huh? I feel like a pro.
Sorry, I was reading the other things. Oh, are these just flashbacks? We did it, babe. We finished Phoenix Wright. At least the second one. There's a third one. We'll save it for a rainy day. I'll finish it. Come on, but can we get this over with? Come on, I want to see it. I'm fucked up that I didn't give him the whip. I feel bad. Okay, we're gonna end it here so I can upload this. Oh, okay. I love you so much. Good luck on your trip today. I assume you're watching this tomorrow, because you'd be a freak if you weren't. It's gonna be midnight in an hour in fucking 80 minutes.